Machine learning techniques are a huge part of computer science nowadays, and it's an area which is going to grow a lot over the next 10, 20 years. So this is where they're commonly used to tackle big data and data sets. And specifically, it gives you an idea on how to tackle the problems we've talked about with unstructured data, because it's so difficult to analyze. So it is also used for structured data as well. So don't get me wrong, it's used for both, but it is one approach to how you can tackle unstructured data, because it's so difficult for a human to analyze that data set and learn from it, but it's easier for a computer to do at a given time. So machine learning covers everything from pattern recognition to artificial intelligence. So it's a term that covers quite a lot. But at a really basic level, an example could be analyzing user feedback to look for words and determine if these user feedback is positive or negative. It won't always necessarily be correct, but it could learn to get better over time. So you could just look through the feedback, look for these keywords, words that can be deemed negative, deemed positive, and then generate how many are positive or negative in terms of feedback and give results to things. At a more advanced level, the computer could develop its own knowledge base on the data it's manipulating, getting better with time as the data set grows. An example of this is predictive analysis. So let me give you a couple of examples. So I'm trying to think of A-level computing projects we've had in the past. So just the past year of me recording this video, there was two students that did machine learning style projects. One did a simulation of Twitter, where they managed to get a sort of huge off the internet. It was free. They managed to get a huge big data set of tweets between certain dates or whatever, and this huge database. And what they did is they used the computer to try and learn how to respond when you type. So it was like trying to talk to Twitter. So what it would do is it would look at responses to tweets and things like that and analyze to see if it found any patterns with what you've typed in and how typically there was a response via Twitter. So, for example, if you typed in hi, and you could see when previously in the past on a simple form, somebody typed in hi, people might have responded hello. Hello could have been the most common response to hi, so it might have deemed that to be an appropriate response in this sense. So it was a very difficult A-level project, very good project, but it was good. The outcome was that there was a response that was understandable to some extent, and considering the computer had learnt to respond like that based on the data set was impressive. Another one was a student in the same year who made a basic computer game. Now, the computer game itself wouldn't have been a great A-level project, but that's not why he made it. It was essentially like sort of like Pong. You had buttons that went up and down, and there was sort of they were more like turrets, and you could shoot at each other. And once you shot each other, one had shot the other person three times, they died. So you could only move up and down and tilt the turret, and then you did the power. Now, what happened is the machine would learn how to get better at this game. So what the machine would start doing is it would make random movements, and obviously it would learn whether it managed to hurt the other person or not. And then using this term is called a neural network. So it would then learn that it would do say 100 sets of random movements, and then it might take the 10 best ones, the 10 ones that might have got closest to hitting the human, or closest to hitting the other person, or closest. The two computers will play each other and they see who wins. And basically the next 100 will be based on the 10 best, and then the next 100 again, they'd take the 10 best and then develop 100 more, and it would keep growing. It takes a lot of time. I remember him telling me he left it over a couple of days just playing itself and learning, but it did get to a point where there was some versions of this game where you couldn't beat it, because it found sort of glitches. Like, it had worked out that if you go right to the top and do a certain angle and hammer the shoot button, that you could, as a human, you couldn't respond quick enough to actually beat the computer. But the fact it learned that by itself was really impressive. So machine learning is a common technique used to solve lots of problems, including that of data analysis, especially with things like unstructured data.